Tired of spills and stains on your sofa? WashableSofas.com has your back. Featuring the Anabay collection, the only designer sofa that's machine washable inside and out, where designer quality meets budget-friendly prices. That's right, sofas start at just $699. Enjoy a no-risk experience with pet-friendly, stain-resistant, and changeable slip covers made with performance fabrics. Experience cloud-like comfort with high-resilience foam that's hypoallergenic and never needs fluffing. The sturdy steel frame ensures longevity, and the modular pieces can be rearranged anytime. Check out WashableSofas.com and get up to 60% off your Anabay sofa, backed by a 30-day satisfaction guarantee. If you're not absolutely in love, send it back for a full refund. No return shipping or restocking fees. Every penny back. Upgrade now at WashableSofas.com. Offers are subject to change and certain restrictions may apply.
If you eat too many ultra-processed foods, you could be starving your gut microbes, and they'll get hangry. That's one of many things I learned after working on a new audio course about the gut microbiome. You can learn how to keep your gut happy by listening to Try This from the Washington Post. I'm Christina Quinn. I host Try This. Dig in with me on practical advice for life's common challenges. Follow Try This right now wherever you're listening. Seriously, try it.
You're listening to Later with Mo Kelly on demand from KFI AM 640.
Sam Zia sex doc. He's a Sam Zia sex doc. He's a Sam Zia sex doctor. Sam on the tour with your Zia sex doctor.
Yeah, the sex doctor Sam Zia is in right now. So listen up to KFI's Later with Mo Kelly. La 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 la, later with Mo. Okay, later with Mo. La la la, later with Mo.
It's Later with Mo Kelly, KFI AM 640. We're live everywhere on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and the iHeartRadio app. It is now time for the sex doctor, Sam Zia, who joins us in studio. Good evening, brother. How you doing tonight?
Good. It's good seeing you. How's it going?
It's going well. And you and I have discussed this next topic informally any number of times, how this country specifically can be rather uptight as it relates to sex, comparatively speaking to other countries around the world. We have had some, my word, ridiculous laws which have been on the books for centuries. Some are still there. Some have been overturned. You think we're getting a little better, and then we go back, 2 steps forward, 3 steps back. Where are we now in a litigious sense, in a legal sense, with dealing with the idea of sex in America?
Well, we were talking a couple weeks ago. We brought in the giant box of sex toys, adult novelties, and stuff like that. There's laws on the books that are in Texas limiting the amount of pleasure products that people can own, and there's laws that are being copied in other regions of the country, other parts of the country that are similar to that. So obviously, when I look into that stuff, I go and I explore that stuff, and I'm like, you know what? There's got to be other really ridiculous laws regarding sex and sexuality on the books, and obviously there are. First off, it's not just here in the United States, it's all over the world, but I'll get to the world in just a moment. First, we got to go through all the stuff here in the good old US of A.
Okay.
Did you know that in the state of Florida, and I don't know why anyone would want to do this in the first place, but somebody did, and they made a law around it. It is forbidden to have intercourse with a hedgehog.
That's good to know.
Yeah.
Just in case.
Yeah. That's something that it's not like other animals, but specifically hedgehogs. Sonic is going to be lonely in Florida.
When I hear a law like that, that tells me it's because there was a specific incident which served as the genus for the law. Okay. It wasn't hedgehog out of nowhere. There was somebody with some hedgehog somewhere which led to this legislation.
Yeah.
And someone actually brought it before a body like, an assembly or Senate, state Senate, and said, we need to pass this.
Yeah. And it's the outcome of it didn't stay private. That's why it becomes something that becomes legislated against once it becomes a public thing. Also, if you're in Alexandria, Minnesota, it's illegal for a man whose breath smells of garlic, onions, or sardines to have sex with his wife.
So it's a law specifically about Bill Handel.
I didn't say that.
They play the promos all day. Come on.
No, look, people always want to blame me for everything I didn't say. Okay, I just want to be clear. Okay.
I say it with love.
Got to get that Zellman's. We can test out that stuff with that entire city right there in Alexandria, Minnesota. Logan County, Colorado. It's illegal to kiss a woman as she's asleep. Yeah, that's consent. You need consent.
I can't kiss my wife on the forehead if she's asleep. Like, for example, my wife will kiss me goodbye, and I could be asleep when she's getting ready to leave to go for work. That's kind of like our routine.
Yeah.
That would be illegal.
No, it's not illegal here. It's illegal if you were to do that in Logan County, Colorado.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Wait.
Yeah.
How are they going to find out?
Exactly. Somebody has to complain. There has to be some kind of video footage, some kind of evidence against you in that kind of circumstance, I'm guessing. In Ames, Iowa, it's illegal for men to drink 3 sips of beer while in bed with their wife. Actually, it says wives. I'm assuming
okay. Can you do it with your concubine? Can you do it with your mistress? Can you do it?
Do you have to stand out of bed, drink a couple, and then go back into bed?
No, you can sit on the side of the bed. Can you sit on the side?
I think you
Legs
could sit
pedalating?
outside of the bed.
That's still in bed, right?
Yeah, it says you can't drink 3 sips of beer in bed. You can sit on the outside of the bed. You can stand on the bed, I'm guessing. No, it doesn't say sitting. It just says you can't be in bed. Okay. I was hoping you can't be sitting or lying in bed having a beer. If you want to stand in bed, go ahead. But no, they specify you can't just be in bed doing it. In Tremonton, Utah, it's a crime for a woman to have sex with a man who is in an ambulance. She can be charged with wrongdoing and her name will be published in the newspaper.
It doesn't delineate between riding as someone who's in aid or someone who's actually a paramedic.
It doesn't specify. It is a crime for a woman to have sex with a man.
But it's not a crime for the man to have sex with that woman.
Exactly. Or if, say, example, it was a woman having sex with another woman. They don't specify.
You just can't. My goodness, this is exploding my brain.
Yeah. In Hastings, Nebraska, law states that people visiting hotels must have white nightgowns. And like if a couple wants to have sex in a hotel in Hastings, Nebraska, they must wear these clean nightgowns, which are provided by the hotels.
How are they supposed to know this? Like, do they have cameras inside your bedroom or something?
No, but these laws probably predate cameras.
Yeah.
Security cams, at least.
Yeah. So somebody has to complain. Basically.
So they hear the headboard knocking against the wall.
Hey, I need to see you in that nightgown. Otherwise, I'm going to have to call the police.
And it's a nightgown for both parties.
That's what it says there, yeah. Both of them have to be wearing it. No couple is allowed to have sex in a hotel unless they are wearing these clean shirts. In Michigan, I'm apparently I lived in Michigan for a couple of years. I'm apparently a felon. It is a felony for any this law has been on the books since 1931. It states that any man who shall seduce and debauch any unmarried woman shall be guilty of a felony. 5 years in prison, a fine no more of $2,500. Man, I don't know if I should be confessing to that. I have debauched a few people in the state of Michigan.
I have never heard that used as a word. I mean, as a verb. I've heard it used as like a noun, like debauchery.
Yeah,
but not like verb. Come over here so I can debauch you.
I mean, I do like cops interfere you mid debauch, and do you have to
Mark debauch you? Get the debauch out of here.
Yeah, that doesn't work. Sorry. Find a new verb. Okay.
If you're in Mississippi, it is illegal to teach people about polygamy. Any instruction on polygamy, it says It is illegal to teach another doctrine, principle, or tenets, or any of them of polygamy. You are not allowed to teach any of that stuff. It could result in a $500 fine and 6 months in jail.
Does it mean that it's also illegal to engage in polygamy, or just don't teach about polygamy?
Don't teach about it. It's engaging in it, I'm sure, is going to have its own set of
don't ask, don't tell
restrictions. Yeah. Don't. Can you give knowing winks? Like give like that, like little like suggestive eyebrow raise. Do you?
I'm Ron Burgundy.
I'm Ron Burgundy. I believe in polygamy.
I'm not teaching. I'm not teaching.
I'm practicing.
There's a difference.
And if you're in Kern County, California,
California,
yeah, bring it in on home. It is illegal to have pillows that are in the shape of women's breasts and having them displayed along the side of the highway.
That is so damn specific.
Yeah.
It's also reversed because women's breasts are in the shape of pillows. Get it correct, will you?
And it says vendors can't sell or even display booby pillows within 1,000 feet of a highway.
Okay.
Doing so could get you a $500 fine or a 90-day stint in county jail.
I love how like all of these have been done and someone has complained about
Someone had to have done it for it to be made into a law.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And someone had to have voted on it, presumably.
What if it was a pillow shaped in an ass?
Ooh, see, I don't think that's been legislated against. Penis pillows also. It doesn't specify.
Mm-hmm.
But they have a lot of hard feelings about booby pillows.
Mike Lindell would not appreciate that.
I like that kind of My Pillow.
We got to go to break.
We'll have world sex laws coming up next.
All right. It's Later with Mo Kelly. Sam, the sex doctor, is in KFI AM 640. We're live everywhere.
Let's be real. Life happens. Kids spill. Pets shed. And accidents are inevitable. Find a sofa that can keep up at WashableSofas.com. Starting at just $699. Our sofas are fully machine washable inside and out. So you can say goodbye to stains and hello to worry-free living. Made with liquid and stain-resistant fabrics. They're kid-proof, pet-friendly, and built for everyday life. Plus, changeable fabric covers let you refresh your sofa whenever you want. Need flexibility? Our modular design lets you rearrange your sofa anytime to fit your space, whether it's a growing family room or a cozy apartment. Plus, they're earth-friendly and trusted by over 200,000 happy customers. It's time to upgrade to a stress-free, mess-proof sofa. Visit WashableSofas.com today and save. That's WashableSofas.com. Offers are subject to change, and certain restrictions may apply.
If you eat too many ultra-processed foods, you could be starving your gut microbes, and they'll get hangry. That's one of many things I learned after working on a new audio course about the gut microbiome. You can learn how to keep your gut happy by listening to Try This from the Washington Post. I'm Christina Quinn. I host Try This. Dig in with me on practical advice for life's common challenges. Follow Try This right now wherever you're listening. Seriously, try it.
Our radio app.
You're listening to Later with Mo Kelly on demand from KFI AM 640.
KFI AM 640 is Later with Mo Kelly. Sam, sex doctor, still in, telling us about sexual laws around the world. Even today, well, I should say last segment, we did sex laws in the United States. Now we're getting ready to go around the world. Where are we stopping first, Sam?
Well, first place we're going to stop is in Lebanon, where sexual relationships with animals are allowed as long as the animal is of the opposite sex. Gay bestiality out the window.
Oh, damn.
Wait. You can do whatever to whatever, provided...
Including hedgehogs.
Provided the object of your affection is not the same sex as you.
Yes, because they're really against gay relationships out there.
I knew that, but I just didn't know it was that to that degree.
Seriously. In Bahrain, male gynecologists are prohibited from working directly and looking directly at female genitalia, so they have to use a mirror to work.
But everything's backwards.
Yeah, no, you have to get really good at, working in reverse.
And it's already uncomfortable for the woman anyways. Now you got to mirror it.
Yeah. Yeah. Remember, left is right, up is down.
So what? Can you do it on Zoom?
At this point, I'm sure you could.
And then you flip your background or something?
Yeah.
Don't laugh at my jokes and not give me a rim shot. That is disrespectful.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Hold on.
Thank you very much. You were saying, Sam.
In Indonesia, I'd be dead 1,000,000 times over. Anyone caught in the act of masturbating will be beheaded.
Way too much information, Dr. Sam.
Yeah.
Way too much information.
Yeah, I think a lot of us would be dead 1,000 times over. That's the kind of thing you don't want to get caught doing in Indonesia. In Estonia, here is one that's interesting. In Estonia, it is forbidden to play chess while having sex.
That seems like it would be a downer.
Playing chess or
playing chess while sex. I'm thinking anything I have to really concentrate on.
Yeah,
other than
actual action.
You want to be careful castling.
Ooh. See, watch where you put that rook.
I'm not doing it.
I could picture chess being like how, a lot of guys will think of old baseball players to help delay things a little bit,
brown rice.
But I could also see knight, jump, queen, and then immediately they're losing their mind on that. So there's a lot of different, I could see why chess and sex would be a hard mix.
You want to mind the bishop.
Especially the way it's shaped.
Thank you for that.
Oh, wow. Tough crowd, Mark.
I don't think so.
Crowd.
In Siena, Italy, women named Maria are not allowed to work as sex workers.
What if her name is Cinnamon?
Yeah, I'm sure that'll be fine.
Okay.
What about Candy?
Yeah. Right, exactly.
But obviously there's a lot of religious connotations around the name Maria.
They don't use their real names anyway.
Yeah.
Maria, come on.
And if you're Jasmine, you're required to be a sex worker.
In Italy, obviously, yes.
Robin does not like you, Mark, at all. She shook her head off like, no, I'm not going to give a rim shot for that.
In Japan, and I think a lot of people who watch adult films will know this law in Japan, you can't show any footage of male genitalia and female that's why they have
Pixelated.
it pixelated.
Yeah.
And it's
I
also,
did know that one.
You said that really fast.
I'm saying I did know that one. That's what I'm saying.
I went to Japan a couple years ago, and I looked down when I went to the bathroom to see if I was pixelated, and I was disappointed when I wasn't. But it was. Oh, I got one.
Mark, she does not like you. See?
It's not your night, Mark.
But because of these laws, it led to the creation of tentacle porn, which is something that is a thing in Japanese manga and anime.
Tentacle
hentai. Hentai.
Tentacle porn?
There's a word for it, isn't it?
Hentai. Yeah, that's what it is.
You want to elaborate for people who don't know?
It's animation that does a lot of suggestive stuff without showing, because it's illegal to show humans procreating the physical act. So they'll substitute a human appendage for an octopus appendage. It's animated, folks. It's not real.
So what if it's porn, but it's animated porn, but like regular?
You can't. Nope.
Nope. Not even animated?
That's the whole point. Yeah.
Yep.
You cannot show sex in its natural form.
Quit looking for loopholes.
Well, I mean, technically.
No, there are no technical. Nope. There's no way around it.
All right.
Yeah.
There's no way you could. Okay. I know you're trying to reach around the law, but you can't.
What
was that?
In Uganda, it's they have anti-pornography laws in Uganda so strong and strict that you can't even have sexy music. So they have like software. They have like a pornography detection machine.
Can you play Beethoven?
There's no words in that, and I can't.
You can't play Barry White.
Barry White. Yeah, absolutely. That's baby making music. I'm sure that will be considered pornographic in Uganda. But it's not just, movies or photos. They're looking for audio recordings, writings, erotic music, all of that stuff. They're trying to wipe all of that stuff out of their country.
So no Prince.
No Prince. None. No Marvin Gaye. No Marvin Gaye. That's a tragedy right there.
What if you're listening to it, but nothing is happening? You just want to listen to the music. They're still getting rid of it.
You are still looking for these loopholes.
I mean,
it's still pornographic. Also, and we can cap it off with this one. Australia, they have. It's interesting.
You can have sex with a spider inside the room.
There's spiders in every room in Australia, so yeah, no, that wouldn't be it.
That's why I'm not going.
But they have a fear that showing women with A cups, like nude, will promote pedophilia, especially if the person who is being photographed or filmed nude is close to the age of consent. So they have a law that basically says if you're going to have somebody naked, or publications are going to have offensive depictions or descriptions of people who are over the age of 18, they have to be big. They have to have larger breasts so that it doesn't for fear of promoting pedophilia. They have to have, anybody who's doing that stuff has to have larger breasts. I'm not complaining, but I just find that a little
I'm not going to offer any jokes here.
Yeah,
because any joke I make is going to be wrong. Nope.
All of us, if you're watching on YouTube, you can see all four of us on the screen shaking our heads. Nope.
I am not. No,
I'm just thinking about the list of countries Robin can't go to, which now includes Uganda and Japan.
I know. I got to start writing them down now. Where's mine?
In Australia.
In Australia?
Yeah. That's okay. Just don't travel anywhere. Or just don't have sex anywhere you go.
Yeah, just go to Germany. It's a nation of perverts.
Yeah. Amsterdam, I think, is kind of cool.
Uh-huh.
Don't they do drugs all the time?
That too.
Yeah.
And they have a whole red light district where you can do just about anything.
You can go window shopping.
So it's like our
choose your own adventure. No. We just have homeless people in Skid Row. In Amsterdam, it's almost like going to a mall. And how much for the doggy in the window? Yep. That kind of thing.
Is that what you wanted to say? Is it?
Okay, why don't we just go to break? And,
30.
I'll have the conversation with her off there to give her the full lowdown.
I appreciate it.
KFI AM 640. We're live everywhere in the iHeartRadio app.
You're listening to Later with Mo Kelly on demand from KFI AM 640.
KFI AM 640. It's Later with Mo Kelly. We're live on YouTube. We're live everywhere in the iHeartRadio app. And oftentimes we talk about Uber. If Stefan was here, we'd ask him about this.
I Uber too.
I know. Let's get into that.
Right.
And Robin, who is here in his place, will be a fine substitute, as Uber has had this long time ongoing, yet not often publicized sexual assault problem. Uber received a report of sexual assault or sexual misconduct in the U.S. almost every 8 minutes on average between 2017 and 2022. And these according to court records. Hundreds of the records have been under seal as part of large-scale sexual assault litigation against Uber. Now, Uber obviously has chosen to hide a lot of this information in the form of claiming that these drivers are not their employees. They are independent contractors. And that makes them less liable because they're not actual employees. They don't have to pay them as much money individually as far as benefits, overtime. And since they are independent contractors, they're not subject to being responsible for supervision of these independent contractors as opposed to traditional employees. Here are some more distressing statistics, and Robin, I'm going to bring you in on this. From 2017 to 2022, a total of 400,181 Uber trips resulted in reports of sexual assault and sexual misconduct in just the U.S. Just the U.S. Previously, the company had disclosed only 12,522 accounts of serious sexual assaults for that same period, without indicating the total number being closer to 400,000. You, Robin, as someone who's driven for Uber, probably has found yourself in some questionable situations with riders. Am I correct?
Yeah, absolutely.
How often on average? Is it like if you're
not so
once
much.
a night?
Not so much anymore, because somehow like I don't get so much rides in downtown anymore. But downtown was because I would go overnight, so I sometimes I would stop at like 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning after everyone's like done drinking and after parties and everything. So downtown was a mess.
It's probably easy to find a fare, but also more dangerous because of the time, likely inebriated, and the location. Is that fair? Yeah, see, that was something that I didn't think of in my just being a man. I'm sorry, sometimes we don't think of things through the eyes as a woman would. But if you're driving Uber late at night, depending on the side of town, yes, you could be putting yourself in grave danger. And then when you look at the data, the number of sexual assaults which were reported, and I have to assume a lot of them were not reported. I'd never assume that everyone is reporting everything which happens to them. I don't think that. And Uber, I don't think Uber is markedly different from Lyft. I don't use Lyft. I use Uber, but we're still talking about the same matrix of ride sharing. So it has to be comparably dangerous. This just says to me that not only there is a problem, but it's been going on for quite some time. Obviously, Uber has downplayed it, and it doesn't delineate as far as whether the driver was more in danger in these sexual assault complaints or whether it was the rider, but I'm quite sure it's some combination of both.
Yeah, that's why now they started having girls match with girls. So
we did talk about this on the show as far as having that option where female riders could request, you weren't guaranteed, but you could request a female driver. And I don't know if that solves the problem.
It probably won't, because there's some people, like I knew like a couple customers said that there's a guy driving for Uber, but supposedly his name was Brittany.
Oh, gosh.
And so there's ways around that.
Was he using a fake name, or was his name legitimately Brittany? Like, we may know men whose name Leslie.
Fake.
Okay.
Yeah, because he got upset when they're like, is your name really Brittany? And he just got upset.
I thought the verification procedures for drivers were much more stringent now.
They are, but there's still ways around it. So if like you are using your friend's app, like, and it asks for your face, you can just literally be like, hey, can you do this real quick? And then just go on.
And then you go on for the rest of the session. Oh my goodness. Well,
That's
gotta
why
rethink
now
using Uber.
I have a PIN so that I know, because there's been plenty of times where people just hop in my car and I'm just like, can I help you?
Mm-hmm.
And after like one time, it was 2 guys, and they seemed like they were definitely on drugs. And they're like, we'll just pay you. And I'm like, no, like I literally am waiting for someone. Like, I'm not going to do that. And they got all mad. And at some points, like when that happens, it's really scary for women, because you don't know what's going to happen, especially if it's 2 guys and they seem on drugs.
We got to go to a break now, but do you have cameras when you were driving? Did you have like a cam facing inward?
I do have one now, and I also have like a mace and a taser. So
good for you.
Yeah,
this is shocking, if only because I always assume it's worse than what they tell us. And Dr. Sam, very quickly before we go to break, what's your takeaway?
The impact of alcohol on the entire equation. You have a lot of times people going to using Uber services or using these drive services because they've come from a bar or a party or something where they've been drinking or consuming something. So you're going to have the drivers, I'm assuming, are going to be at higher level of exposure to people who are going to be more likely to do stuff like that just because of the impact of alcohol and drugs.
If anything, this is ushering in robo-taxis and automated cars like Waymo quicker than most likely they would have.
Life's messy. We're talking spills, stains, pets, and kids. But with Anabay, you never have to stress about messes again. At WashableSofas.com, discover Anabay sofas, the only fully machine-washable sofas inside and out, starting at just $699. Made with liquid and stain-resistant fabrics. That means fewer stains and more peace of mind. Designed for real life, our sofas feature changeable fabric covers, allowing you to refresh your style anytime. Need flexibility? Our modular design lets you rearrange your sofa effortlessly. Perfect for cozy apartments or spacious homes. Plus, they're earth-friendly and built to last. That's why over 200,000 happy customers have made the switch. Upgrade your space today. Visit WashableSofas.com now and bring home a sofa made for life. That's WashableSofas.com. Offers are subject to change and certain restrictions may apply.
If you eat too many ultra-processed foods, you could be starving your gut microbes, and they'll get hangry. That's one of many things I learned after working on a new audio course about the gut microbiome. You can learn how to keep your gut happy by listening to Try This from the Washington Post. I'm Christina Quinn. I host Try This. Dig in with me on practical advice for life's common challenges. Follow Try This right now wherever you're listening. Seriously, try it.
Naturally, come to be.
You're listening to Later with Mo Kelly on demand from KFI AM 640.
Before we get out of here, here's my final thought for the night and also the week. The Wall Street Journal recently published an op-ed arguing that the WNBA needed to better protect its star, Caitlin Clark, or maybe have the federal government step in. Long story short, Clark is posited as the face of the league and chief asset, and she gets fouled way too hard or way too often, something, she's fragile, all Caitlins matter, blah, blah, blah. The federal government stepping in and taking over a private pro sports league in the name of civil rights? You heard that right. That's what the Wall Street Journal argued, or at least one writer in the Wall Street Journal. So much for small government. The op-ed was written by Sean McClain, founder of Origin Advocacy, a lobbying firm, not a sports organization. He previously served in the first Trump White House and the offices of Senator Ted Cruz. If you're looking for any sports or basketball bona fides, he has none. All political. Note, the op-ed was published in the Wall Street Journal, the home of all things sports and women's basketball. Or not at all. Sounds like Mr. McClain doesn't want to keep politics out of his sports. But it did finally filter down to actual sports news outlets. ESPN host and face of the network and possible future presidential candidate Stephen A. Smith weighed in a day or two later, saying that he believed President Trump could spark an investigation into Caitlin Clark regarding her WNBA treatment purely for political gain. Not the Department of Justice Civil Rights Division, which would be the appropriate venue, but the president himself. Again, not exactly keeping the politics off our sports dinner plates. Here's what Smith had to say.
I am not guessing on this. I didn't go on my show and just bring it up for no reason. I happen to know a few people who have said this is something that do not be surprised if President Trump speaks on eventually. And if that man decides that this is something that can feed his base, that can ingratiate himself with that kind of audience that is protective of a Caitlin Clark and what she stands for and what she represents, and they come to a conclusion that they believe she is being unfairly treated, that is going to be a problem for the WNBA.
That's Stephen A. Smith on Caitlin Clark. You may remember that we discussed the new LA 28 Olympic Task Force that President Trump created through an executive order, and he himself is heading up the task force. What his specific duties are or will be, I have no freaking idea. I honestly don't know. He knows nothing about Olympic sports. But you may remember that in his announcement the other day, he celebrated how the task force would make sure no men will steal, his word, steal trophies from women. I don't want to be the one to inform him that the Olympics doesn't give out trophies, but medals, but somebody should.
Thank you, Gene, very much. And thank him for recently banning men from competing in women's sports. That's a big deal. Thank you very much. It's amazing the way I don't hear any applause for that when everyone feels it. It's a 97. Don't worry about it. That's a 97-3. It's not 80-20. It's 97-3. But nobody wants to clap. It's crazy. The United States will not let men steal trophies from women at the 2028 Olympics. So we appreciate the fairness and everything else that you've shown also.
I hope you've noticed that that's a whole lot of politics in sports, overtly, intentionally, with the goal of not only shaping competition, but inputting political ideology in the process. Oh, I'm all for fair play and competition, but that's what a WNBA commissioner is for. That's what a WNBA players union is for. Caitlin Clark has a union rep. She doesn't need the president of the United States or the DOJ intervening. There's a fully capable system and process to handle all and off court grievances. It's in this thing called the collective bargaining agreement. As for the Olympics, which you just heard, there's already an IOC, there's a FIBA, and I hate to break it to folks, but the president of the United States doesn't have any sway over how the games will be run in 2028. Zero. Just in case you know anything about sports. The reason I bring all this up is because the NFL season is beginning, and tonight on the TV, we had the Raiders and the Seahawks playing on the TV in the studio. And I fully expect the president at some point to have something to say about the NFL and its players. At some point, you can bet on it. At some point. And the NFL players will be asked about this or that going on in the world. They'll be asked about something the president may have said. They will express themselves. Why? Because they are Americans like you and me. The NBA players will have their opportunities to express themselves too. And when they do, I don't want to hear anything about how you don't want politics in sports. You absolutely don't mind it. In fact, you want it. Just as long as your politics are the ones being featured and nobody else's. I mean, it could be politics in sports. It could be race and gender. It could be religion. Far too many people today will say that they don't mind if race is brought into any subject, just so long as it's what they already believe about race or black and brown people or trans people or immigration. The president does it every single day if you're paying attention. And those who are okay with it are those who just happen to agree with him. But you don't mind politics in your sports or race on your radio station or religion in your schools, just as long as it reflects what you want and already believe, or the God you pray to, or the gender you date/marry. You don't mind when I talk about trans women not competing with cis women. You don't mind that. You eat that stuff up. You don't mind that stuff about politics and sports mixing. But the moment I mention bananas thrown on the field at black soccer players, it's like, hey, Mo. Why do you always make it about race? Don't bring politics into my sports. I got it. I hear you. I read your messages. So as long as you are affirmed, it's okay. You don't mind politics and sports mixing. How do I know? Because I've not heard a single peep about needing to keep politics out of sports since January 20th of 2025. Funny how that seems to work. For KFI AM 640, I'm Mo Kelly.
KFI and KOST HD2, Los Angeles, Orange County. More stimulating talk.
Let's be real. Life happens. Kids spill. Pets shed. And accidents are inevitable. Find a sofa that can keep up at WashableSofas.com. Starting at just $699. Our sofas are fully machine washable inside and out, so you can say goodbye to stains and hello to worry-free living. Made with liquid and stain-resistant fabrics. They're kid-proof, pet-friendly, and built for everyday life. Plus, changeable fabric covers let you refresh your sofa whenever you want. Need flexibility? Our modular design lets you rearrange your sofa anytime to fit your space, whether it's a growing family room or a cozy apartment. Plus, they're earth-friendly and trusted by over 200,000 happy customers. It's time to upgrade to a stress-free, mess-proof sofa. Visit WashableSofas.com today and save. That's WashableSofas.com. Offers are subject to change and certain restrictions may apply.
If you eat too many ultra-processed foods, you could be starving your gut microbes, and they'll get hangry. That's one of many things I learned after working on a new audio course about the gut microbiome. You can learn how to keep your gut happy by listening to Try This from the Washington Post. I'm Christina Quinn. I host Try This. Dig in with me on practical advice for life's common challenges. Follow Try This right now wherever you're listening. Seriously, try it.